So out of all the CRUD operations, we have implemented create, read, and update. So in this lecture, I'm going to show you how to respond to HTTP delete requests. It's very simple and similar to what we have done so far. So here's our app object. We call the delete method. Give it a path. That is /API/courses. And of course, we need a parameter because we're working with a specific course. Then our route handler, request and response, goes to the code block. Now here, first we need to look up the course with the given ID. If it doesn't exist, then we need to return 404. Otherwise, we're going to delete it and by convention, return the same course, the course that was deleted. So again, I'm going to borrow some code from our other route handlers. To look up the course and return a 404 error, I'm going to go back to our route handler for the HTTP put request. So these first two lines is for looking up the course and returning a 404 error. So copy these two lines back here. That is our first part. Done. Now to delete a course, first we need to find the index of this course in our courses array. So courses dot index of course. We get the index, store it in a constant, and then we can use the splice method to remove an object from our courses array. So courses dot splice, we go to this index and remove one object. So this is the delete part. And finally, we need to return the response to the client. So response.send this course object. Now let's test this. So back in Postman, let's change put to delete. First, I want to send an invalid course ID, like 10. Send. So we get a 404 error not found with this message. Perfect. Now let's delete the first course with the ID 1. Send. So we get the same course object in the response. And if we go to our second tab, where we have the list of our courses, so look, we have an HTTP GET request to this endpoint. Let's send this one more time. Okay, now look, we don't have our first course anymore. We only have courses with ID 2 and 3. All right, before we go any further, I realized we have a bug, or actually 3 bugs in this code. So look at the handler for responding to put requests to this endpoint. If we don't have a course with the given ID, we return the 404 error to the client. But at this point, we should exit this route handler. Otherwise, the rest of this code will be executed. So the proper way to implement this route handler is like this. So if we don't have this course, we return the response and then exit the function. Or a shorter way to write the same code is to put the return here. And then we don't need a code block, so we can put everything in one line. Okay? Now to make this code cleaner, let's use the same technique in case we have an invalid request. So we simply return, and then we don't need the code block anymore. That's much more elegant. We have the same issue in the handler for delete requests. So if we don't have a course, here we should return immediately. And the same is true when getting a single course. So if we don't have a course with the given ID, we return the 404 error and also return from this function immediately. Now finally, let's have a look at the handler for HTTP post requests. Here it is. Again, I'm going to use the same technique to clean up this code. So if you have an error, we simply return and get rid of the extra noise in the code. That's much better.